Welcome to Do Good by Doing Better. I'm your host, Eric Duell. We're surrounded by plans, data, and analyses, all designed to help us achieve our goals. But how often do we get so caught up in the tactics and the what that we lose sight of the why? In this episode, we'll explore how a learning agenda can help you to up your impact, to move beyond chasing metrics by asking the questions that lead to real insight and to sustainable growth. I think we've all seen it on business-oriented social media. I'm talking about the never-ending parade of posts about what works and that one little hack that's sure to pay off. The pitches all echo a familiar refrain. Follow this proprietary blueprint, tweak tactics in your funnel, and get ready for a hockey stick growth curve. But let's be honest, we can get so caught up in those tactics that we lose sight of the big things we hope to achieve. In the rush, we often neglect the underlying human behaviors and system dynamics that really do affect outcomes. Real growth, the kind that fosters enduring relationships and unlocks real revenue, doesn't come from a simple formula. It stems from elemental insights, those moments of clarity when you finally understand and empathize with your customer, what really motivates the choices they make, and how to break through and build trust. My own experience here is telling. I've run multiple advanced analytics teams, often charged with answering questions that sound simple but are difficult to answer. Questions like, if we change a product feature, will we see improved customer churn, and will that benefit last? Or something like, is it better to proactively tell a customer that we had a service problem and fixed it, or should we wait for them to contact us? These are all intelligent, thoughtful questions. But I've found that when many leaders ask why, what they really want is an easy answer that explains away the challenge in front of them, well, at least at the moment, and they'll deploy countless resources to comb through data for answers. But sometimes the answers aren't there, and you'll find yourself just chasing shadows in the data, failing to reveal insights that truly inform behavior. And that's super frustrating and ultimately doesn't actually move the business forward. If you find yourself in this situation, then you might benefit from a learning agenda. When it's done right, a learning agenda can help you get past the simple data points and lead you to the deeper insights that inform thoughtful, meaningful action. So, what exactly is a learning agenda? Think of it as a structured approach to generating and using evidence to inform your decision-making and foster a culture of continuous improvement. I'll use an analogy. Imagine you're an explorer trying to navigate to a far-off destination through uncharted territory. You've got a blank piece of paper, a pencil, and a compass. Your learning agenda is your ever-evolving expedition plan. It helps you identify the key questions about the territory ahead. Questions like, what's the safest route through that mountain range? Or, where can we find reliable water sources? It helps you to determine how you'll answer those questions through learning activities and research. Maybe you'll send out scouts to survey the terrain, consult with local guides, or observe weather patterns. As you explore, your learning agenda helps you to systematically gather information, fill out sections of your map, and adjust your course to reach your destination more effectively. And finally, it helps you to decide how you'll record, share, and use that new information you've gathered. You'll record new landmarks on your map. You'll adjust your route based on what you discover, and share your findings with the rest of the expedition team. So let's translate this into business terms. A learning agenda helps you build a strategic roadmap for what your organization needs to learn to achieve its goals. It helps you move from just reacting to data to proactively gathering knowledge and crafting that into insight and insight into intentional action. Here's what this looks like in practice. First, You have the big overarching strategic questions that, if answered, would significantly advance your objectives. They're broad, forward-looking, and frame the scope of what you need to learn and guide your direction. Next are evidence and experiments. This is where you get specific and into the details. It's the research, the A/B tests, the brand lift studies, the surveys, interviews, and sampling programs, and pilots you'll need to undertake to test your hypotheses and find answers to those strategic questions. Then you have insight activation. Learning is only valuable when it's shared and applied, and this part of the agenda defines how your insights will be synthesized, documented, and communicated to the right stakeholders, whether that's through reports, workshops, or dashboards, or briefs, or some other method. The important thing is that you get the information out so that people can start using it. And finally, there's coordination and accountability. A learning agenda includes a timeline and clarity around who's responsible for what and when. This makes the process durable, actionable, dynamic, and forward-moving. This structured approach will help you transform data from mere numbers into actionable intelligence, and most importantly, it starts to get at the underlying truth of why. Using a learning agenda to power growth aligns perfectly with the mantra of do good by doing better. So how can you start to put this into action and to up your impact? First, you must reorient yourself to the consumer's mindset. Instead of asking what offer you should make, start with asking, what do your consumers truly want and need? You may need to ask them, and you may actually need to go out and meet them where they are and dig into the real motivations and drivers behind their choices. Second, before diving into the data for deep analysis, take the time to articulate the fundamental questions you must answer to deliver value. Identify the big, unresolved uncertainties whose answers would unlock significant progress for your organization. Third, align your learning to key outcomes. Make sure that every research initiative you undertake directly contributes to understanding and improving your most critical performance indicators. This provides focus and demonstrates the tangible value of the learning process. Next, embrace collaborative discovery. A powerful measurement program thrives when insights from marketing, product, sales, customer service, and other teams are all integrated. You have to break down those departmental silos and foster a culture where sharing learning is celebrated. And finally, nurture curiosity. Encourage your teams to consistently ask why and what if. To do this effectively, you'll have to provide both the tools to answer those questions as well as the psychological safety for experimentation so that the team can learn from both successes and failures. Ultimately, shifting from a narrow focus on what happened yesterday to a robust learning agenda is an investment in a deeper, more sustainable form of growth. Each piece of knowledge you gain turns that mysterious, uncharted territory into something you understand and can navigate with confidence. A learning agenda provides a proactive path forward. It provides a framework for discovery and a powerful way to ensure that your actions are truly impactful. By focusing on the why, you'll build a deeper understanding that leads to better decisions, stronger relationships with your customers, and a more resilient organization. It's about creating a culture where learning isn't just a task, it's the very engine of growth. I'm Eric Duell. Thank you so much for joining me on Do Good by Doing Better. Don't forget to sign up for future episodes at dogoodbydoingbetter.com. Consider upgrading to a paid subscription, and please share this episode with a leader or team who's trying to get beyond the what and truly understand the why. Talk with you again soon, and as always, remember to think big, start small, act now, and measure results, all to up your impact, one act at a time. A production of Elucidate Media, crafted with love for you in Philadelphia.